Hi there and welcome to Apple World. Gibson accepts Oprah may be one of those individuals. The framework is totally founded on cash. The studio framework. Now before we plunge into the particulars of Oprah's supposed inclusion in this, we should all make a stride back. What's more, take a gander at the master plan. Over the years, there have been endless reports furthermore. Murmurs regarding the clouded side of the media outlet we've heard, accounts of exploitation control. What's more awful yet generally, these stories have remained on the edges. Sure, sometimes a significant outrage breaks, yet generally the machine continues to move ahead and individuals associated with these exercises proceed to flourish. And I was checking a structure out with the highest point of the sixes on it, so there was a tremend. Use enlightened 666 and read, what's more? I went from that to that to that, and he began grinning, and I thought, good gracious, Chris Walken is the Antichrist. Yet what assuming somebody like Oprah, somebody who has constructed her whole profession on being a voice for the voiceless, is very of the issue. That is a hard pill to swallow for many individuals, yet Gibson isn't withdrawing. He's brought up that Oprah has been near some problematic people throughout the long term also. She's figured out how to keep up with her status as one of the most dearest, adds up amusement, notwithstanding being encircled by a large number of embarrassments. One of the key figures in this entire wreck is none other than Shah Diddy Khamam's another amusement head honcho, who has confronted his decent amount of contention, has suggested that Diddy and Oprah have been associated with some genuinely obscene dealings together, and that their kinship goes a long way past what the public sees as per Gibson. Diddy has been engaged with exercises that would stun a great many people on the off chance that they knew the full degree of it, and Oprah has purportedly assisted him with concealing it. It seems like there was presumably a ton of secret cameras also that is being discussed. Yes, this was in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And, it appears to be that the individual isn't like thoroughly searching into the video. So it's, to me, doesn't seem like that individual knows they're being recorded. It doesn't appear like they're a dynamic member in the recording. Diddy's name has been all over the titles as of late, with different claims and allegations heaping facing him. These allegations range from serious wrongdoing to more boundless criminal activities, including a portion of Hollywood's generally notable names. And the more individuals dig, the more it appears as though there's more going on in the background than everything we've been saying. Could Oprah's cozy relationship with Diddy be important for a bigger work to safeguard him and others like him? That is what Gibson appears to propose as an opportunity. I truly came over here. You realize I had an entire bundle of strange neurotic doubts about what on God's green earth was going on, the grounds that there was a great deal of stuff I couldn't see right. And no one was truly trying to clarify it for me. They don't, and I shaped a pack of feelings about the town, yet we should not disregard that this isn't the initial time Oprah's name has been connected to discussion. Throughout the long term, she's had her portion of fights with different us people, and keeping in mind that the majority of them have remained moderately low-key. There are not many that have raised in excess of a couple of eyebrows. Take her well-established fight with rapper 50 Penny. For instance, the two have been at chances for quite a long time, with 50 Penny blaming Oprah of being against the hip bounce local area and utilizing her foundation to tear down fruitful individuals of color. While this fight could seem like simply one more big name, spat some have contemplated whether there's another side to it. Might 50 Penny at any point have been onto something when he asserted that Oprah was effectively working to certain individuals' vocations? Have I talked out this? I will be straightforward with you. I had nothing against Oprah, you just called, and I will explain to you why you named your canine Oprah. Didn't? No doubt I did. And afterward, there's what is happening with Monique, the entertainer and comic who has been vocal about how she feels Oprah double-crossed her after Monique won an Oscar for Valuable. As per Monique, Oprah was apparently vexed that the group was applauding her. And after that, things began to change. Jobs that were expected to, out of nowhere, go to Monique wound up in Oprah's grasp, and her profession started to slow down. Monique has denounced Oprah of utilizing her leverage to hinder her from getting work, and keeping in mind that it could sound like sharp grapes. There's sufficient smoke here to make individuals keep thinking about whether there's fire. Oprah Winfrey called us up also. She said my sibling needed to come on the show. Yet the most dooming allegation against Oprah comes from her claimed association in safeguarding individuals who have been blamed for conduct that is far more awful than simply professional harm. Recall when Oprah talked with John of God, The alleged Brazilian healer, who was subsequently blamed for an unspeakable demonstration at the time, Oprah lauded him, giving him a stage that assisted him with acquiring much more supporters. It was only after years after the fact that many ladies approached with claims against him that individuals began to address why Oprah had been so anxious to advance him in the first spot, and we should not disregard Oprah's association with Harvey Weinstein. When the charges against Weinstein came to light, many individuals were stunned to see the number of strong figures in Hollywood had been complicit in keeping his conduct. Hush, Oprah was one of those individuals. And keeping in mind that she's attempted to move away from Weinstein since the outrage broke, there are still inquiries regarding the amount she knew, and at the point when she knew it, after all, Oprah had been near Weinstein for a really long time, even calling him a companion in meetings. Could she have deliberately ignored his activities since it was more helpful for her to do so? Observing another push to free Shay Diddy comes this evening with his lawful group, referring to new proof in a refreshed bail proposition, the music magnate consenting to non-stop security. Furthermore, removing contact with essentially anybody, however his lawful group, to escape prison in front of his preliminary booked for May of the following year for charges he purportedly pressured and manhandled people for years. Each of this portrays somebody who is profoundly implanted in the Hollywood framework, somebody who has utilized their impact to safeguard not simply themselves, however other people who might be associated with exercises that a great many people would see as shocking. And keeping in mind that Oprah has continuously been mindful so as to keep up with her picture as a boss of the oppressed. These new disclosures are driving individuals to investigate who she truly is presently. To be fair, it's significant to recall that no part of this has been demonstrated. These are charges, bits of gossip also, allegations that still can't seem to be completely validated yet. That is what makes what is happening so entrancing, the way that somebody is regarded and respected as Oprah could be engaged with something so dim is nearly a lot for individuals to accept. However, at that point again, isn't that precisely how these things work? The most influential individuals are frequently the ones who are the hardest to bring down, since they've developed such a solid public persona that it's almost difficult to envision them doing anything off base, and that is precisely the exact thing Mel Gibson is attempting to get individuals to comprehend. He's not saying that Oprah is exclusively answerable for all that is amiss with Hollywood, yet he is saying that she's a piece of a lot bigger framework that has permitted these exercises to carry on without some kind of imposed limit for a really long time, and if somebody like Oprah can be involved, then, at that point, who else is taking cover behind their cautiously organized picture films like this and narratives like this and shows like this? There are many individuals that don't believe should do it, since where are you going to stage? Where are you going to put it up, yet assuming that there's a person that could do it and pull it off? This brings us back to Sound of Opportunity. The film's discharge has been met with blended responses, with some applauding it for revealing insight into a significant issue, while others have condemned it for being too dramatic. Notwithstanding how you feel about the actual film, there's no rejecting that it ignited a discussion that Hollywood has been attempting to stay away from for quite a long time. Gibson has clarified that he's not reluctant to take on the enormous names in the business. Furthermore, he's involving this film as an approach to force individuals to go up against the awkward insights that they've been disregarding for a really long time. And it's not just Gibson who's standing up. Dave, another VIP who won't ever be reluctant to express his genuine thoughts, has additionally had his reasonable part of altercations with Oprah during Anne's appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Dave focused on the pressure he felt in Hollywood, saying that individuals around him were attempting to control him and drive him into circumstances that made him self-conscious at a certain point. Oprah even inquired as to whether he thought he had flipped out, to which Dave answered, "No, not precisely. I wasn't insane yet. It's inconceivably upsetting. It was totally beyond my casing of reference. I've been in Broadway since I was 14 and, I've heard the narratives." Dave's remarks have taken on a new importance considering everything that has emerged about Hollywood in ongoing years. He's been an exception. Superstars ready to call out the industry for what it is, and his experience with Oprah just adds fuel to the fire. Might at any point be that Dave, like Gibson, saw something more obscure prowling in the background? Subscribe Apple World for more videos.